Hey guys, how are you doing today? This is Shay, and I am so excited to share the news that I want to share with you today. And the reason is going to be clear in a second. When it comes to Canada immigration, especially those who want to study in Canada, it seems as if we've been hearing one bad news after another since December of 2023. It went from the caps on student numbers, then it went to increasing the living expenses, then we heard about the PGWP, then it went to spousal open work permit. It's just been piling up one after the other, and it seems like the level of discouragement was increasing. But thank God, today I was going through Twitter and I saw Minister Mac Miller made a tweet, and the tweet actually gladdened my heart. It has to do with the province of Manitoba, and it also has to do with people who have work permit in the province of Manitoba that is expiring soon. And this includes international students with PGWP, whose PGWP will be expiring soon. And you guys know how PGWP is in Canada. You only get it once. And if it expires before you are able to apply for permanent residence, it is a lot of trouble, because really, what do? You now have to look at other issues like getting LMIA or changing your status to a visitor and all of that. It's all a mess. Yeah. And there are a lot of students in Canada who have PGWP that is expiring, and trust me, they have no idea on how they are going to become permanent residents. It happens every year. So even though a lot of students know that, oh, you know what, I'm going to have to apply for permanent residence, a lot of them either don't know what to do or just don't qualify for any permanent residence, or some of them don't have jobs and all of that. So it's really distressing and discouraging, even to the point of depression for people who are in this situation. I've met many people in this situation. And what pains me is that even though these are people who have schooled in Canada, paid tuition, paid taxes, they have worked in Canada, I feel that it is unfair for Canada to not give them a chance, especially for those whose PGWP are expiring. There should be some sort of extension, even if it's just for 6 months, to get those people to tidy up their house. But for now that the extension isn't there, guys, let us do everything that we can to ensure that you are applying for permanent residence before your PGWP expires. Which brings me to this good news that I want to share with you. So I'm going to be looking down at my laptop and reading from the tweet from Mac Miller, who is the Minister of Immigration in Canada. And he says, I'm introducing a public policy to give open work permits to eligible temporary workers in Manitoba's expression of interest pool under PNP. Within 2 years, we expect eligible candidates to receive an official nomination from Manitoba and become permanent residents. So Manitoba has this expression of interest, which is like a form you go and fill to submit a request to say, I'm interested in being a permanent resident of Manitoba. So it's their PNP. And they are saying that they have about a number of people who have submitted an expression of interest under the PNP, but they're probably their temporary work permit or PGWP is expiring soon, and they are asking for an extension to give those people time to be able to get permanent residence. Now let me read the letter from the Minister of Immigration to the Honorable Minister of Immigration and Labour for the government of Manitoba. So obviously Manitoba has made a request to the immigration minister to say, you know what, we have all of these temporary residents, including PGWP, people on work permit, even spousal open work permit, whose permits are expiring soon. Yeah, and we want to give them a chance to become permanent residents, because think about it. What is the point of having all these people live in the province, probably school in the province, working in the province, with a chance to become permanent residents, and then all of a sudden their permit expires, and what do you want them to do? Manitoba, just like all other provinces, needs permanent residents to fill up labor shortages, and to also provide employment for all of their occupations in demand. And these are the people. Are you saying that these people should go back home and then the provinces start all over to look for people, which I'm sure was the thinking behind the Honorable Malaya Marcelino, when he made this request. So he has made the request, and I'm almost sort of shocked. I didn't know it was possible for a province to actually ask the minister to do this and it be granted. Now, let's read the minister's response. Dear Minister Marcelino, thank you for our recent discussion and in particular for your approach to addressing immigration challenges and opportunities in Canada. As the first province to deliver a provincial nominee program in Canada, Manitoba has a long history of capitalizing on immigration to actively serve provincial labor market and economic needs, which is striking. Like, I didn't know Manitoba had this kind of pedigree. The first province to do PNP, and also the minister is also saying that that province capitalizes on immigration a lot, which is awesome. I never pegged Manitoba to be such a province, so I guess thumbs up to Manitoba and thumbs up to the government of Manitoba for doing this. And the minister continues and says, to this end, I understand that a number of post-graduation work permit holders will see their work permits expire in 2024, and that this situation is creating a challenge for Manitoba's labor needs. To help you address this challenge, I am prepared to introduce a public policy to facilitate the issuance of time-limited open work permits to nomination-ready temporary residents employed in Manitoba who have work permits that will expire in 2024. Within 2 years, it is expected that eligible foreign nationals will receive an official nomination from Manitoba and eventually become permanent residents through the PNP. So Manitoba has these PNP programs. Some are through Express Entry, some are not through Express Entry. If you're in Express Entry and you get nominated, you get that 600 extra points. And trust me, with that 600 extra points, you will be picked. You will be given an ITA. So I think the situation here is that they have all this number of post-graduation work permit holders, whose work permits are expiring in 2024, of course, and the minister is saying, you know what, I'm going to give you some time to allow these people to actually get nominated through the PNP. If you are in Manitoba now and you're not jumping up and down and rejoicing, I wonder what is wrong with you, because this is such an amazing opportunity that is not available in all other provinces. Let's continue with the letter. The minister continues, the specific terms of the public policy, including additional eligibility requirements as well as other conditions, will be articulated in a letter of intent to be shared by my officials in the near future. So they're, of course, going to fine-tune in terms of how this is going to work out and all of that. But the most important thing is, such a thing like this, it has appeared. And then he also says that with implementation of this one-time facilitation measure, and then, of course, I can see in that letter, this theme of insisting and saying that it's a one-time thing. So this doesn't mean that in Manitoba or in any other province, they will continue to extend the PGWPs or work permits. It just says that it's a one-time thing for this time, right? Will have a direct and positive impact on prospective nominees by maintaining their authorization to work in Manitoba as their PNP applications are processed. In the long term, this measure will contribute to Manitoba's diverse skilled labor workforce as these temporary residents transition to permanent residency. In closing, I also look forward to meeting at the upcoming FMRI meeting on May 10th, 2024. This will be a good opportunity for multilateral conversations with you and other provincial and territorial partners to discuss shared interests and advance our immigration priorities. So whether Canada admits it or not, immigration is a big deal in Canada. Like, it's a big deal. It's also a big deal not just for the federal government, for all provincial government. And they are meeting on May 10th. And I'm just wondering, why haven't other provinces done this, like Saskatchewan, New Brunswick, and all the other provinces? And if provinces are able to now do this and get concession, then you would wonder, why doesn't the entire nation find a way of extending PGWPs for international students? Now, I'm not saying extend for an unlimited time, but please think about it, the immigration minister and every other government official. What about extending it for what? 12 months or a certain number of months to give these students who have PGWP some time to actually get their, get a job and qualify for permanent residency. You must admit, dear minister, that it's not easy to get some of the knock jobs that are required to get permanent residency through the Express Entry and sometimes even through the provincial nominee program. So if you can cut these international students some slack, this will be great news. Now, if you are in Manitoba, which is the subject of today's video, and you haven't submitted an expression of interest, this is your opportunity to do so. If you have your PGWP expiring in 2024, or you have a work permit, or even if it's the spousal work permit expiring in 2024, please go and create an expression of interest. It is so important. You don't want to miss this opportunity. We don't know whether this opportunity will come again. And also, if you're in the other provinces and you know how to pray, please go and pray that your own immigration minister, your own immigration person as well, or your own government also reaches out for such concessions here. Because really, who is going to gain? It's the province. Because if these people become permanent residents through the PNPs, they will stay in your province. They will provide labor for your province. They will work in your province, and eventually they will also pay taxes. So it's a win-win situation. I see no reason why it will be looked as if you're doing the students a favor. Yes, you are doing the student a favor. The students are also doing you a favor. So it's a win-win. And really, I am so happy for the province of Manitoba. I'm so happy for any PGWP holder or work permit holder in Manitoba that is expiring in 2024. This is great news for you. So apparently they are going to have some time, maybe up to, I don't know, 2 years or so, to give them time to actually get the provincial nomination, which will qualify them for permanent residency. I am going to be dropping a video on Saturday talking about what you can do if your PGWP is expiring soon. This is a question that I seem to be getting a lot. There are quite a number of international students who have no idea how to become permanent residents after getting their PGWP. Some of them don't even understand the PMP streams that are available, don't even understand the streams that are available, and they have a few months to expiry. If you have just a few months to expiry, that means you waited a little bit too late. You should be planning your permanent residency as soon as you land in Canada as an international student. We will talk about that on Saturday. I'm going to make a full-blown video, talk about all the options that are available to you as an international student. But for this video, I am so glad that I'm finally able to bring some good news about Canada and not one other, news that will throw us off our track. So it is great. Congratulations to the province of Manitoba. Congratulations to all international students and PGWP holders or work permit holders in Manitoba, and congratulations to the nation of Canada as well. If you would like to know the next steps to take if you have PGWP that is expiring soon, make sure that you have subscribed to this channel so that you are notified when I make that video and when I post it on Saturday. Watch out for it. And I'll see you guys on Saturday. Bye for now.